All right, good afternoon, baseball fans. Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming, and we are set to kick off our History Maker Baseball League of Legends playthrough, which features the Cooperstown Pioneer and the Cooperstown Legends sets. And we had the draft, if you've seen that previously a couple of days ago on the channel. And so we have 10 teams. And before we get started in this game, just a couple of house rules that I will be using. Each team will play the other one 4 times, 2 home, 2 away, all in a single series. And for rules, each batter or each position player has to appear in at least one game in every series, and each pitcher has to pitch at least a single inning in every series. So kind of like the Little League Everybody Plays rule there. Other things in terms of the game rules, I will not be using the chemistry chart, and I also will not be using the hot and cold option. So when the chemistry chart, which is the purple result, or the blue result, the right now chart come up, we will be ignoring those. And just preference, and that's one of the things that are great about all Keys games. They're very tailorable to your style of play, and you can mix and match and add house rules as you like. So the formalities out of the way, our first series will be between the Keystones and the Excelsiors. And Keystones' visiting team for the first 2 games. Their lineup is Ricky Henderson in left, Nap Lajoie at second, Stan the Man Musial in center, Hack Wilson in right, Harmon Killebrew the designated hitter, Jeff Bagwell at first, Roy Campanella behind the dish, Ray Dandridge at third, and batting ninth, Bobby Wallace at short. On the hill for the Keystones today will be Walter Johnson, the Big Crane. And for the home-standing Excelsiors, leading off in right field, Sam Rice. Zach Wheat bats second and left. Willie Mays in center. Al Simmons is a designated hitter in the cleanup spot. Jim Tomei at first. Mike Piazza at catcher. Cal Ripken Jr. gets a start at short. Freddie Lindstrom at third. And Bill Mazeroski is at second base. On the hill for the Excelsiors, the eccentric Rube Waddell. And he is ready to go to Ricky Henderson. So let's kick this off. And we are underway. So a 1-3-6 right out of the bat. And Rube Waddell is an ace. And Ricky Henderson does not have a good eye. That's going to be a strikeout to lead off the game. 1 down. Next up, now for Lajoie. And it's going to be a 1-2-6 and 1-2-6 fresh. That's going to be a line out to second baseman. So 2 quick outs to start this game off for the visiting Keystones. And Waddell looks focused and honed in today. 144 and flash result. And he is a flash pitcher. That will be a strikeout. And got to make sure I am good with these symbols. I haven't played a practice game, and okay, 144, questionable or lenient umpire behind the dish, and Nestor Shylock is strict and respected. So that's going to be the second strikeout of the inning for Waddell, and 3 up, 3 down. Go the Keystones, and the Excelsiors coming to plate, and Walter Johnson on the hill. This should be a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel. 3-4-5, iron catcher, no, good eye. And we do have a good eye behind the dish in Sam Rice. Check swing, and that is a ball, so we'll replay that. Try it again, 1-1-3, and Acer Dynamic. That's going to be a ground ball to first base, 3 unassisted. So Sam Rice grounds out to start the game for the Excelsiors. Walter Johnson set to face Zach Wheat. 2-2-4 and pitching at home. And Johnson is pitching at home, or actually is not pitching at home, sorry. Slugger, and Slugger, that is going to be a semi-slugger no. Instead, that will be a single to right field, and active runner steals, and Wheat is stoic, so he'll stay put. So we have our first base hit of the ball game as Wheat's on at first. Brings up the say hey kid, Willie Mays, Walter Johnson. Gets a sign, kicks, delivers, and 146, flash. And Walter Johnson is semi-flash. Decider die says yes. Willie Mays does not have a good eye, swing and a miss. So Johnson, his first strikeout of the game. And Bucketfoot Al Simmons steps up. 2-2-4, and again, not pitching at home. And Simmons is a slugger, and that is going to be a double. And Simmons does not have the home run legend trait. So double right field, and with 2 outs, that's going to get our first run of the game home, as coming around to score Zach Wheat. RBI, 2-out RBI double for Simmons, and the Excelsiors take a 1-0 lead early in this one. Brings up Jim Thome. So Johnson looking to get out of this 2-3-4, and runner on base. We are going to have some plate drama. And 1-4, control pitcher, place ball for a strike, otherwise pitch gets away. And Johnson is a double control, so that's going to be a strike. We will redo the at-bat. And 1-4-5. And 1-4-5, struggler, no. And that is going to be a ground ball down to third base, and side is retired. So the Excelsiors get a run on 2 hits. We head to the second inning, 1-0 your score, and Waddell back on the hill. And the dugout for the Keystones, trying to distract him with bells and whistles, but Waddell focused thus far, 2-5-5. And is he a star pitcher? He is. That's going to be a strikeout, and Wilson does not have the good eye trait, so he goes down. Big swing and a miss there. 1 down, home run king and patient. Killebrew up, 1-2-6 is the roll. And 1-2-6, fresh. That's going to be a hard hit line drive, and right at the second baseman, and Mazeroski stabs that out of self-defense. 2 down. And Jeff Bagwell will be the batter, as Waddell is hot to start this game. And it is fresh, and swing and a miss. Waddell's 4th strikeout of the game, 3 up, 3 down. And the Keystones retired once again. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Excelsiors up 1-0, and Johnson to face Mike Piazza. And Johnson, he's staying out of the 1 column on the rolls. 2-3-5, he is not wild. And is Piazza eager? He is semi-eager, but the decider die says no, and that is going to be a ground ball. And he does not have the patient trait, so that's going to be a 4-3 ground ball. So Piazza grounds out to start the second inning. Cal Ripken Jr. the batter. 4-5-6, and again, patient, not patient, and it's going to be a fly out to center field, 2 down. Freddie Lindstrom, third baseman, member of the New York Giants, some great New York Giants teams of the 20s. And 2-3-3, ace or a star, which Johnson is. That's going to be a ground ball down to shortstop. And easy play there for Bobby Wallace. And 3 up, 3 down go the Excelsiors. So we are through 2 innings. Excelsiors lead the Keystones 1-0. And top of the third, Waddell, perfect thus far as Roy Campanella steps up to the plate. 2-2-6, and batter is going to be hit by a pitch. So decider die, and the decider die is blank, so he is not going to be hit by a pitch. He is not the cleanup batter, so that is going to be a fly out to left field, and 1 down. So Waddell honed in, and his manager is glad to hear that. Connie Mack, by the way, is managing the Excelsiors, so he's one of the few people that could control Waddell, and even he couldn't do it for any length of time. We do not have an iron catcher, and we have a good eye behind the plate. Nope, and swing and a miss. So Waddell, Dandridge, goes down swinging, the 5th strikeout for Waddell here in the 3rd inning, and he's got the heater working. Brings up the 9th place hitter, Bobby Wallace, 1-2-4, and control pitcher Waddell is. It's going to be a ground ball down to short. And ranging into the hole is Ripken Jr. Whips it across his body to first base. And it's going to be gloved there by Thome. 3 up, 3 down again. So Waddell is perfect through 3 innings. As we head to the bottom of the third, Excelsiors lead the Keystones 1-0. Bill Mazeroski set to lead it off for the Excelsiors. And Johnson 1-3-5, and we are going to the unusual play chart. And that is going to be a black first, or a black number 1. This will be ballpark qualities. We are playing in the Polo Grounds, Ebbets Field, which is small and grass, 4-4. So artificial turf, a sharply hit ground ball bounces off the carpet for a base hit. Otherwise, shortstop makes a tough play. And Mazeroski is going to be retired by Wallace, 1 down. There's no AstroTurf in this league. Back to the top of the order, Sam Rice. Grounded out to first base to lead off the game, 1-2-4. And control pitcher, yes, double control is Johnson. That's going to be a ground ball down to short. And Bobby Wallace busy early in this one, 2 down. And Zach Wheat the batter. 1-5-6, is he a whiffer? He is not. Outfield drama. So 2-3, center fielder iron. Ball bounces off, and no iron players in center field here as Musial's out there. He is a normal fielder, makes a nice play, and side retired. So 3 up, 3 down again for the Excelsiors. So take away that rough first inning for Walter Johnson, and we have our pitcher's duel as expected, 1-0. Excelsiors lead the Keystones heading into the 4th inning. And stepping up to the dish for the second time is Ricky Henderson. And Henderson struck out to lead off his first time up. Pitcher is fresh. That's going to be a line drive to the second baseman. So easy play there for Mazeroski, 1 down. Nap Lajoie up. And 3-6-6. And pinch hitter, no. It's going to be a fly out to center field. So 2 quick outs again. Waddell, he is smoking, has set down the first 11 hitters he has faced. Stan the Man Musial, 1-3-5, and we go to the unusual play chart again. And this time it is going to the red 1. So we have a red 1 and black 3, so that's going to be memorable plays on the field. And these charts are some of the fun ones. Second baseman gold. So at second base for the Excelsiors. And Mazeroski is indeed a Gold Glover. Makes a leaping grab of a hot line drive, robbing their batter of a base hit, otherwise a single. So Mazeroski has 2 hard hit balls right at him, 3 up, 3 down again. Waddell is not only throwing a no-hitter, he is perfect through 4 as we head to the bottom of the frame. Excelsiors 1-0 over the Keystones, and Walter Johnson set to face the Say Hey Kid Willie Mays. 4-5-5, and that is going to be a flash, but Decider Die says no. Home run king, and Willie Mays gets a hold of that. That ball is deep, and it is gone. Solo shot over the right field wall. Willie Mays connects on a big train fastball, and that was a no-doubter. 2-0, Excelsiors lead now, and that brings up Al Bucketfoot Simmons. Johnson, not one to get angry, but you can tell he's disappointed on the hill. 1-2-5, struggler no, patient. And patient no, and it's going to be a ground ball to third base. So 5-3 on the put out there as Dandridge makes a nice play. 1 down. Jim Tomei the batter. Johnson composes himself, takes a deep breath, kicks, delivers. Fresh, and that's a sharp hit ball to the second baseman and a diving stab at second base by Nap Lajoie. So both second basemen flashing the leather in this one, 2 down, and Mike Piazza is going to be the hitter. Piazza grounded out to second base his first time up, 1-2-5, and no struggler. Piazza, is he patient? He is not. It's going to be a ground ball down to third, and he is not a whiffer, so 5-3 on the put out there. And Johnson bounces back after giving up the leadoff home run to Mays. We are through 4. The Excelsiors lead the Keystones 2-0. And Waddell still perfect as Hack Wilson Looks to get the Keystones into the hit column. 1-4-6 and flash, yep. Wilson is not a good eye, and a big cut by Hack, and for the second time in this game, he goes down swinging, so Waddell. Now up to 6 strikeouts as Harmon Killebrew comes up. 2-5-6, and Struggler no, champion or patient, and he is patient based on ball, so the perfect game comes to an end here in the 5th as Killebrew trots down to first. That's going to bring up Jeff Bagwell. And Bags, he struck out his first time up today. 1-5-6, and is Bagwell a whiffer? No, he's not. And we're going to have some outfield drama. So Bagwell gets a hold of that and cracks that into center field. And center field, is he gold? And the Say Hey kids out there, and that's into the gap. Mays dives, makes the play. Outstanding catch in center field, and rushing back to first base is Killebrew. So Willie Mays, that could be a key play. At this point, it saves a no-hitter. 2 down for Roy Campanella. And 1-3-6, ace. He is an ace, and Campanella, swing and a miss, Waddell. Now has 7 strikeouts through 5 innings. And the Keystones finally get a base runner. They still have not gotten a hit through 5, however. Excelsiors lead this 2-0. As Ripken Jr. set to lead it off against the big train. Normally, what I'm going to do is let starters go 6 or 7 if they're effective. But if Waddell keeps this no-hitter going, we will let him go as long as he can and worry about the pitcher rule, 1 inning per series later. So iron catcher no, and good eye. And Dandridge, he does not. I'm sorry, Ripken does not have a good eye, and it's going to be a strikeout. So Walter Johnson, the sidearm heat, sets Ripken down. Back to the bench he goes. Freddie Lindstrom, third baseman up, 3-5-6, and same, right and right. That is my one nitpick on these cards. It is tough as hell. I'm 100% sure. Yep, that is the same. So, yeah, to read the battered handedness on some of the cards due to the color is kind of hard, but that is going to be a swing and a miss at the high heat. So 2 down, 2 strikeouts in a row for Johnson, and Bill Mazeroski, hated by Yankee fans everywhere, including myself, comes up. And it's going to be a control result, double control by Walter. Ground ball, 2-hopper back to Johnson, whips it over to first base. And easy play there for Bagwell. 3 up, 3 down. We're through 5, 2-0 Excelsiors. Holding on to that slim lead as the Keystones looking just to get a hit off Waddell. 3-4-6. And Eager, he is not. And that is going to be a walk. So second walk and active steals. He is not active. So Waddell faltering a little bit with the control. However, still a 0. Big goose egg in the hit column for the Keystones as Bobby Wallace steps up. And 2-4-5. Is he a hero? He is not. And it's going to be a pop fly into shallow right field. Going back to pull that in with a nice over-the-shoulder catch is Bill Mazeroski. So back to the top of the order. And thinking about stealing is Dandridge. Piazza. Yeah, he's a potential goal, so we're not going to risk that. 1-5-6. And is he a whiffer? No, he is not. Outfield drama. So let's see if the outfield can bail Waddell out again. 5 and a 6. And left fielder iron, looping fly ball, and we have no iron players on the field. That's going to be pulled in left field. Nice play by Zach Wheat, so 2 down, and the no-hitter remains intact. Nap Lajoie, the batter. 3-5-5, and 3-5-5, Struggler or Gilded. And Waddell is gilded, and the no-hitter is broken up, and that's going to put runners on the corners with 2 outs. And 5 2/3. thought I might have a chance to get a no-hitter, which I have never rolled on camera. In fact, haven't rolled on a tabletop baseball game for over 20 years. But that's out the window. First to third, Stan Musial up, looking for a little two-out magic, 1-4-5. And he's a struggler, nope. And it's going to be a ground ball down to third base. And ranging into the hole a couple of steps to pull that up is Freddie Lindstrom. Whips it across the diamond, and side's retired. But the Keystones finally cracked the hit column. We head to the bottom of the sixth inning. They trail the Excelsiors 2-0. And Sam Rice set to lead it off, 1-3-6. 1-3-6 ace, and good eye is not going to be a strikeout. A whiffer or cold, no. And we're going to have some infield drama. So 5-6, first baseman Gold. And at first base, he is Decide or Die says yes. That's going to be a leaping grab, and nice play at first base by Jeff Bagwell. So that takes away a hit, and one down for Zach Wheat. 5-5-6, and getting up there now, ace. That's going to be a sharp hit line drive, and leaping to snag that. A nice play down at third by Dandridge. So two hard hit balls, but two hard hit outs as Willie Mays steps up. 2-3-3, ace or star, and it's going to be a ground ball down to short. So 6-3 on the put out, another 3 up, 3 down inning for Johnson, who's only given up 3 hits himself, but it's all about how you count them, and one of them was a home run. It's 2-0 as we head into the seventh inning. And Hack Wilson set to lead it off against Waddell, 4-4-5. And Workman, nope. Patient, semi-patient, and he gets the Decide or Die, so Hack Wilson leads off the seventh with a walk. Harmon Killebrew, one swing of the bat. That's all it's going to take from the Big Hurt, the original Big Hurt, 1-2-6, fresh. And Waddell is semi-fresh. Sad sack, no. And that is going to be a single past second base. And runner will advance one. So I think after this inning, I'll replace both pitchers to take care of that innings retirement. But nobody out, 2 runners on, and 1-2-3. Both flash and fresh, no. He's got flash, but he ain't fresh. That's going to be a ground ball down to shortstop. That's going to be a double play. Over to third goes Hack Wilson. 6-4-3, and 2 outs. So Waddell has a shutout intact for now, 1-1-2. And he is a flash, and no good eye. Swing and a miss, and second time Campanella's gone down on strikes. So the Keystones get a hit, lead 1 as we head to the bottom of the seventh inning. Your score, Excelsiors 2, Keystones 0. And for the Excelsiors, we will have a pitching change next inning. So the left-hander, Whitey Ford, will come on. And again. In each series, every pitcher on the roster has to throw at least a single inning. And Joe McGinnity up in the bullpen for the Keystones. So Johnson into the seventh inning. So Waddell, excellent outing, a 2-hitter through 7 innings, no runs. His control deserted him a little bit at the end, ended up with 3 walks. But also had 8 strikeouts. So good outing for Waddell. As Johnson to face Al Simmons here, leading off the bottom of the 7th, 4-5-6. And Patient, Simmons, nope. And it's going to be a fly out center field. 1 down for Jim Tomei. 1-5-5 and 1-5-5. That is going to be home run king, and Tomei, he blasts that over the center field fence and going back to the wall. Stan Musial watches it go. Second home run given up by Johnson. 3-0 Excelsiors extend their lead, and Johnson kicks the mound in disgust. 1-2-5. Struggler no, patient, and Piazza is not. A ground ball down to third base, and he is not a whiffer. So 5-3 on the put out. 2 down now, and Johnson, not a terrible outing, just gave up only 4 hits given up, but 2 of them left the yard. So 2-3-4. 2-3-4, runners on base, no. Hot batter, no. Pop out to third base into foul territory, and ranging near the stands to grab that is Dandridge. And side is retired, but yet another circuit shot. And the Excelsiors, with 2 innings to play, lead this 3-0 as Walter Johnson, his day is done. So Johnson, 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned. And he strikes out 3, does not walk anybody. But of importance with those 2 long balls he gave up. All right, so top of the 8th inning, and Dandridge set to lead it off. New pitcher is Whitey Ford. And 2-4-5. 2-4-5 Ford. Is there a hero at the plate? He is a semi-hero. Decider die says yes. We have a single to left field, and Dandridge on base for the 2nd time. He walked his last at bat. So the Keystones are in business as Bobby Wallace steps up. Ford, 1-3-6. And 1-3-6, do we have an ace on the hill? We do not. Whiffer or cold? No. And we're going to have some more infield drama. 4-5 and shortstop iron. That's not going to be the case. And coming off that 1 column is going to be a double play. So 6-4-3 there. And leadoff single is snuffed out. As Whitey Ford, 2-4-6. And is he a control pitcher? He is semi-control, but decider die says no. Eager or sad sack at the plate? No. And it's going to be a base on balls and active steal. So Ricky Henderson draws a walk and then gets a good jump. Down to second base he goes, running in scoring position. And Nap Lajoie can give the Keystones their first run of this season. 1-4-5. And Struggler no. Ground ball down to third base. And that's a candy hop there for Lindstrom, who whips it across the diamond. Side is retired. A hit and a walk. Double play erased the leadoff single. 1 left as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Still 3-0. Excelsiors in control as Ironman Joe McGinnity, known for often pitching both ends of a doubleheader. I believe he did it 8 times in his career. 4 times in one season, pitched and won both ends of a doubleheader. 3-4-6. And we have an eager batter. We actually do. It's going to be a fly ball to center field and easy play in center for Musial. 1 down. Bill Mazeroski, second baseman, comes up. 1-5-6. And 1-5-6 whiffer no. We got some outfield drama. 4-4. And center fielder iron, and that's not the case. So routine play out there. 2 flyouts to center field. Musial both recording both of those outs. Back to the top of the order now, Sam Rice. And McGinnity kicks, delivers. 1-2-3. Both flash and fresh. No. Ground ball down to shortstop. So side will be retired there on an easy play for Bobby Wallace. 3 up, 3 down for the Iron Man. We're heading to the top of the 9th. 3-0, Excelsiors in the lead, and it will be Musial, Hack, Wilson, and Killebrew against Whitey Ford. Just looking to wrap this up for Waddell, who had a great outing. 1-2-4, and it's going to be semi-control. Decider die says no. Eager? No, and that's going to be a base on ball and active steals. Musial is not active. So really the only chink in the armor of the Excelsiors pitchers today was the control. 2-4-6. And speaking of control, and again, Decider Dice says no, Eager Sad Sack no, and again a walk. So 2 walks to lead off the 9th inning. And this one is not over yet as Farmer Killebrew steps up. 3-3-4. 3-3-4, ace and a star. He is a star. That's a pop fly into foul territory, and going over to grab that is first baseman Jim Tomei. 1 down for Jeff Bagwell. And 2-3-4 to Bags. Runners on base. We're going to have some plate drama. 1-2, catcher iron, no. Otherwise, that is going to be a ball. So we'll replay the at-bat. 2-3-4, and runner on base. Again, plate drama. 1-3, catcher gold. And behind the dish is a semi-gold. Decider Dice says yes. Places ball for called strike. So, okay, all we're doing is 1-1. 3-4-6. 3-4-6, and Eager. He is semi-eager. Decider Dice says no. And finally, after all that, yet another walk. Bases are loaded now. So Ford's semi-falling apart here in the 9th inning. That's going to bring up Roy Campanella. 1-4-4. And is he a flash? He is a semi-flash. And again, I forgot what the glasses mean. Oh, for goodness sake, I just saw that earlier too. Oh, 1-4-4, sorry. Question your lenient lump. No, it's going to be a strikeout. I have to remember when the glasses come up to go to the umpires. So 2 outs, bases loaded. This is going to be it. Ray Dandridge, hero or goat. Dandridge today is 1 for 3, singled walk and struck out. Whitey Ford, 2-2-3. And is he wild? No, he is not. Slugger or utility, and he is not either of those. It's going to be a single into left field, and with 2 outs, 2 runners are going to come in to score, and suddenly this is a 1-run game. So this is interesting. Over to third base goes Bagwell as Dandridge. He is the hero thus far for the Keystones. 2 out, 2-run single, 3-2. No action in the bullpen for the Excelsiors. It's up to Whitey Ford. Bobby Wallace, 2-4-5. 2-4-5. Is he a hero? He is not. Pops him up into shallow right field, and that's going to be the ball game. Ranging back to glove that easily is Bill Mazeroski, so they made it interesting in the 9th. 1 hit, couple of runs, based only on the fact that Ford walked the bases loaded, but that is your ball game. So an exciting game to start this one off. 3-2, the Excelsiors prevail over the Keystones. Your winning pitcher, Rube Waddell, he goes to 1-0. Walter Johnson takes the loss, falling to 0-1. So final line score for the Keystones: 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. And for the Excelsiors, 3 runs, also only 4 hits and no errors. So good old-fashioned pitching duel, and the long ball made the difference, as that is it from the Ebbets Field. Gotta remember which stadiums I've assigned. So the Excelsiors take the opening game of the inaugural League of Legends season with an exciting 3-2 victory. A little bit of drama in the 9th inning. Hope you enjoyed that. And we'll be back with another one. Also got to have another Fergie Jenkins payoff pitch start at 38. He's down to only 4 starts left in the 1969 season and has a chance to end up with 28 wins if he can win out. So we'll be looking forward to seeing how Fergie does there. Players of the game, it's got to be Waddell. 7 innings of 2-hit shutout ball. Struck out 8, walked 3, so he gets our star of the game in this one. Couple of solo home runs also for the Excelsiors. Willie Mays in the 4th and Jim Tomei in the 7th, and Tomei's was the difference. So once again, Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming, thanks for checking us out. If you like this series, please leave a thumbs up, and we'll be back with some more of these games. I'm going to play a few of these offline too. I'm not going to do all of them on the channel. Yeah, good to get these on the table. And like I've said before, History Maker, not a strict replay game. If I'm looking to replay a season, I'm obviously going to use inside pitch or payoff pitch. They do that very well, both of them. But for just a fun alternate experience, kind of a fantasy baseball thing, which this is, I think History Maker is the tops for that. And again, the different rules, like I mentioned, I'm not using the chemistry or the hot-cold rules, and that's just preference. I did use those when I played the Century League set, and they added a lot to the experience as well. But here, I'm just going to play ball and enjoy the results that come out of that. So anyway, thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting the channel as always. And also stay tuned. Coming up in the next week or so, we'll have an announcement on Glory Days Boxing, the second set of heavyweights coming up for that game. And as customer appreciation, we had a really good month in April, actually. I think board game sales were probably up across the board due to lockdown. So as a token of appreciation, we're going to have a giveaway with the second set of heavyweights, where a couple of people have a chance to win this set for free. But more details on that to follow. As always, until next time, keep rolling for the fences. We'll see you later.